People will look at a 100,000-mile hybrid like it is one pothole away from bankruptcy. Then they will buy a gas SUV with mystery maintenance, tired brakes, and a transmission that shifts like it is already arguing with the service advisor. This is Scott from CarLandTV, and the first thing we have to kill is the battery panic, because that fear has made a lot of buyers ignore what actually wears out after 100,000 miles. Battery boogeyman. A 100,000-mile hybrid makes people nervous because the battery sounds like the one repair that can turn a smart fuel saver into a very expensive driveway ornament. I get the fear. When somebody says hybrid battery, your brain does not picture fewer gas stops. It pictures a service advisor sliding a bill across the counter while you quietly regret every great deal you ever chased. But that battery panic needs to calm down a little. Toyota covers its current hybrid batteries for 10 years or 150,000 miles. And that alone tells you these packs are not designed to collapse the second the odometer hits 6 digits. The Prius has been proving that point for years, and the same basic hybrid logic now sits under cars like the Camry Hybrid, Corolla Hybrid, RAV4 Hybrid, Highlander Hybrid, and Sienna. Heat, age, long sitting periods, dirty cooling fans, and poor maintenance can still shorten battery life, but 100,000 miles by itself is not some magic failure line. The smarter move is to judge the actual vehicle, not the scary story attached to the word hybrid. A well-kept RAV4 hybrid with service records, normal fuel economy, no warning lights, and a clean cooling system can be a better bet than a gas crossover with cooked transmission fluid, tired brakes, and an owner who treated oil changes like a loose suggestion. Conventional hybrids have also shown strong reliability in major ownership surveys, while plug-in hybrids bring a different level of complexity because of bigger batteries and charging hardware. So no, I would not buy a high-mileage hybrid blind. Scan it, check battery health if possible, review fuel economy history, and ask if the battery fan has ever been cleaned, especially if the car carried pets. The battery deserves respect, not panic. And once that fear gets put where it belongs, the next surprise is how much easier the gas engine's life can be when it is not doing all the heavy lifting alone. Engine cheat code. A gas-only engine lives a harder life than people want to admit. Every cold start, every stoplight launch, every slow crawl through traffic, every little uphill merge, that engine has to drag the whole car around by itself like it signed up for a gym membership it never wanted. In a conventional hybrid, the electric motor steps in during the ugly parts of driving, especially low-speed takeoff and stop-and-go traffic, where gasoline engines are usually least efficient. That is the cheat code. The engine gets help exactly when it would normally work hardest. Toyota's hybrid system uses a gasoline engine, electric motor, generator, power control unit, and power split device to blend power, instead of forcing the engine to handle everything alone. Honda's two-motor hybrid setup also leans heavily on electric drive behavior at lower speeds, then uses the gas engine more efficiently when conditions make sense. So when people act like hybrids are automatically more stressed because they have more parts, I always think, okay, but look at how the work is divided. A Camry Hybrid or RAV4 hybrid is not asking the engine to do the same job in the same way as a gas-only Camry or RAV4. That matters a lot after 100,000 miles. Less low-speed strain, fewer ugly launch moments, and more efficient engine operation can help a proven hybrid feel surprisingly fresh if the owner keeps up with oil, coolant, filters, and basic service. Of course, neglect still wins if somebody treated maintenance like a New Year's resolution in February. But a cared-for conventional hybrid has a real mechanical advantage here. And once the engine is not taking every punch alone, the next place you notice the difference is the part most gas car owners keep replacing without thinking twice: the brakes. Brake wear magic. City traffic is where regular brakes go to suffer. Every red light, school zone slowdown, drive-through crawl, and last second, of course this guy cut me off, stop turns speed into heat, dust, and wear. In a gas-only car, the pads and rotors take that abuse over and over until the service advisor starts using words like recommend and soon, which usually means your wallet is about to have a bad afternoon. A conventional hybrid plays that game differently. During deceleration, the electric motor can act like a generator, helping slow the car while sending energy back into the battery. The U.S. Department of Energy notes that regenerative braking significantly reduces brake wear, and that is one of those boring technical facts that actually matters when you own the thing past 100,000 miles. A Prius, Camry Hybrid, Accord Hybrid, or RAV4 Hybrid in stop-and-go commuting is not leaning on the friction brakes the same way a regular gas crossover does. The system still uses pads and rotors, especially during harder stops, low-speed braking, or emergency braking, but a lot of the normal daily slowing gets shared by the hybrid system. Now, nobody should take that as permission to ignore the brakes like they are immortal. Brake fluid still absorbs moisture over time, Calipers can still stick. Rotors can still rust, especially when a car sits or lives somewhere wet. Pads can last longer, but long life can also hide neglect because people stop checking them. That is where a high-mileage hybrid needs a real inspection, not a quick glance and a thumbs up. The real win is lower wear in the kind of driving that ruins regular brakes fastest. Less pad dust, less heat, fewer routine brake jobs, and better energy recovery all stack up quietly over the years. But that clean little advantage belongs mostly to conventional hybrids, because once you step into plug-in hybrids, the word hybrid starts carrying a much more complicated repair story. Plug-in danger zone. Plug-in hybrids can look like the perfect middle ground until you realize they brought luggage. Bigger battery, onboard charger, charging port, extra cooling demands, more software, more sensors, and usually a higher sticker price. On paper, that sounds clever. In a used car lot at 100,000 miles, I start looking at it like a Swiss Army knife with too many blades and one of them already loose. A regular hybrid keeps the job simple. It charges itself, blends gas and electric power, and does not ask the owner to remember a charging routine every night. A plug-in hybrid only pays off when the owner actually plugs it in and uses the electric range. Skip that habit, and now you are hauling around a heavier, pricier hybrid that may not deliver the savings you thought you were buying. That is where a used PHEV gets tricky, because the window sticker may have promised beautiful fuel economy, but the previous owner's habits may have been pure chaos. Reliability data also gives me pause. Reuters reported Consumer Reports' 2024 survey showing plug-in hybrids had 70% more issues than gas-powered vehicles, while regular hybrids and internal combustion vehicles remain the most reliable categories. Consumer Reports' 2026 guidance also says EVs and PHEVs average about 80% more problems than gas-only cars, while traditional hybrids average about 15% fewer problems. That gap is not some tiny footnote. It is the part buyers need to hear before they lump every hybrid into the same safe little box. A RAV4 Prime, Prius Prime, or Clarity plug-in can make sense for the right owner with home charging and short daily trips. But at 100,000 miles, the inspection needs to be tougher, not more optimistic. Charging behavior, battery health, cooling performance, recalls, software history, and repair support all matter. Once the plug-in math gets shaky, the whole savings story needs a calculator, not a sales pitch. Savings or sucker trap? Gas prices have a nasty way of exposing bad math. A buyer can talk all day about keeping things simple, but after enough fill-ups, that 28 miles per gallon gas crossover starts feeling a little less simple and a little more like a small leak in the checking account. That is where a proven hybrid earns its keep. Take the RAV4 as an easy example. The 2024 RAV4 hybrid is EPA, rated at 39 miles per gallon combined, while the regular gas RAV4 sits around 28 to 30 miles per gallon combined, depending on the version. Stretch that over 100,000 miles, and the hybrid is not saving you lunch money. It can save thousands of dollars in fuel, especially if most of your driving is traffic, errands, school runs, and stoplight-to-stoplight commuting. But the fuel savings only matter if the car itself is not a mess. A clean Camry hybrid, Prius, Accord hybrid, or RAV4 hybrid with solid service records, normal fuel economy, no warning lights, and a healthy battery system can make a gas car look wasteful over time. A neglected hybrid with weird dash lights, poor mileage, accident history, missing maintenance, or a battery system nobody bothered to check is a different animal. That is not efficiency. That is somebody else's problem, wearing an eco badge. Consumer Reports has said traditional hybrids average fewer problems than gas-only vehicles, which is why I do not buy the lazy idea that hybrids are automatically risky after 100,000 miles. Still, I would never let good fuel economy hypnotize me. The right question is simple. Did the hybrid premium buy lower operating costs, or did it buy deferred maintenance with better MPG? Price difference, fuel savings, battery health, warranty status, and service history all have to line up. Once the math checks out, resale value becomes the next clue, because the used market usually tells you which hybrids people actually trust. 100K. Truth bomb. 6 digits on the odometer do not magically turn a hybrid into a genius buy or a rolling mistake. That number only tells you the car has lived a life. It does not tell you whether that life was highway cruising, clean maintenance, normal battery temperatures, and boring oil changes, or years of neglect with warning lights treated like dashboard decoration. The truth is pretty simple once you stop arguing like the internet. A proven conventional hybrid can age extremely well because the workload is shared. The gas engine gets electric help. The brakes get relief from regenerative braking. Fuel use drops hard in the city and mixed driving. And the market has started to recognize that. Consumer Reports 2026 guidance says traditional hybrids average 15% fewer problems than gas-only vehicles, while IC Car's 2025 longevity study put the Toyota Highlander hybrid among the models most likely to reach 250,000 miles. So no, the old hybrids die after 100K line needs to be retired before it hurts itself. But I would still inspect one like I was spending my own money, because a hybrid badge does not bless bad maintenance. Check service records, scan for codes, verify fuel economy, look at brake condition, ask about battery cooling, and take plug-in hybrids more seriously because they bring bigger batteries and charging hardware into the picture. A clean Prius, Camry hybrid, Accord hybrid, RAV4 hybrid, or Highlander hybrid can make a gas-only car look thirsty and worn out. A neglected hybrid can still drain your wallet with a smile. So the 100,000-mile truth is not hybrid good, gas bad. That is lazy. The better built, better maintained car wins. If the hybrid is a proven conventional model with a clean history, and the numbers make sense, I would not be scared of it. I would be more scared of buying the familiar gas car just because it feels safer, than finding out simple still gets expensive when the wrong parts start asking for attention.